My name is Ashley Kerr, and I am joined by Riley Mcfarland, my general contractor, and also my investor on this deal, Remington Kerr. And today we're going to be taking you through our flip house that we're working on. We've been working on this property for about 3 weeks now since we closed on it. And we're going to see the progress that has been made by Riley and his subcontractors as we go through the property. So this property is located in Buffalo, New York, in this market. It's my first time doing a flip property on my own. I've partnered with experienced investors before, so I'm super excited to get into this deal. A couple things that I did to kind of protect myself for risk is use an investor-friendly general contractor who can help me save money, but also put out a quality product. So Riley, I want to ask you so you can tell everyone, how important is it to find a contractor that actually works with investors instead of homeowners on their primary residence? What are the benefits?
Well, I think it's very important to work with a contractor that's familiar with investment properties. I have a portfolio of my own, plus I work with different investors, yourself included. I think it's important because a regular contractor might just walk through here and see dollar signs for himself. He's going to try to upcharge you on things, whereas like maybe redo these floors or put in expensive fixtures and finishes where it might not be necessary. Depending on the market that you're in, you're going to want to maximize the return on investment for your investor so that they're repeat business. Versus homeowners, you might get like a kitchen from them, and then 3 years later, you might get a bathroom renovation. Whereas like I know Ashley's going to keep buying more and more houses. And when I set her up for success, her success leads to my success because she's going to call me and, know that.
Want to keep doing this.
Yeah, that's it.
So Riley has actually done a couple of my rehabs on rental properties. So we've kind of established that business relationship there. And then this is the first flip that we're actually working on. So we're going to go through the property and see what updates have been done. To give you a little background, when we first purchased this property, it was a lot of belongings were left behind from the family. So the garage was completely packed full of things, including nude portraits of people. And we ended up filling about 4 dumpsters full of stuff. And it wasn't even a hoarder house or anything. It was just someone had lived here a long time and just their regular belongings took that many dumpsters to fill, large dumpsters. So since that's happened, we've done a little demo. We've painted in the property. So Riley, let's start in the living room here. What has been done?
Sure. So when we first came in, there was still some stuff left over. Of course, we cleaned everything out. I picked a nice neutral tone that I've used in a lot of other properties. This is one of our signature colors. It's very bright. It'll help lighten up the space.
And what's the color?
This is called Soft Secret. So it's my secret. And then we redid all the trim work. This is all just primed right now, but it was all that golden oak like color that nobody likes. And instead of tearing it out, which would be a costly upgrade, we decided to hit this with an oil-based primer that will do 2 coats of trim paint. It'll make it look brand new.
So let's move on into the dining room here. And basically the same things were done in this. One thing that's actually nice about this property is there's 2 really nice, good-sized hallway closets too. So this is one here. We're doing the same thing inside of the closets too, painting them. There's kind of some wood trim in them, painting that too to also match the rest of the aesthetic of the house.
Yep, and then we'll upgrade the hardware as well, the black hardware. There was the gold hardware. So just making the trim, bright white with black hardware really gives it a nice modern look.
And that was something we put on the scope of work as to not only paint the doors, but also to add that new hardware too. So make sure as you're going through your property, building your scope of work, you're remembering the little details because you could put a black knob on there, but then still have the gold hinges that are rusted out hanging on there. And especially if you're painting the door anyways, it's probably already coming off the hinges anyways to be painted, hopefully, and then putting those back on. Now the kitchen is where we saw a significant difference. The kitchen literally was a grease fire waiting to happen, I have to say. There was grease all over everything. It was very outdated. You didn't want to touch anything because it was really sticky. So everything got ripped out of here. We actually have right over in the garage some brand new white cabinets We use Acme cabinets located out in Buffalo, and they are amazing. They came here the day after we closed on the property. They measured everything. They designed the whole kitchen, and all I had to do was click pay, and the cabinets have already arrived for us on site. So very efficient process working with them.
It saves me a lot of time too. Like she did this ahead of time before I even saw the property. And this is basically the condition that I walked into the job with the scope of work in hand and the design for the kitchen. So it's really easy for me to quote out a price based on what the prior work she already did. We still got some demo to do in here. We're going to take out the floor. We're going to fix all the walls, paint it the same color, bright, fresh. It's going to be a really nice kitchen when it's done.
And we're going to do quartz countertops. There's this quartz countertop that I've used in a bunch of properties that is just very neutral, matches a lot, looks great, and very inexpensive. And it's their in-stock slab for the company that I use. So that's CFM Stone in Buffalo too. Okay, so let's head out to the other wing of this, the 1,000 square foot house.
Another issue that we had with this house is when we first walked through, we noticed that everything was 2-prong outlets, which means that all the wiring is ungrounded, which not only is that a fire hazard, it's very outdated. You're not going to want to sell a flip house where everybody has to plug in with a little adapter. That would be terrible. So we contacted TD Electric. They're a general contractor, electrical contractor. They're a license here in Buffalo. And they came up with an interesting solution for us. They're actually going to switch out all the breakers to arc fault breakers, which allows us to upgrade the electric system without actually rewiring the entire house. So it's a big cost savings.
Yeah, I think the quote ended up being about $2,700, I think, which honestly, I was scared to get this quote. I know it's a big relief to see that's what the price was.
Yeah, versus if you had to rewire the house, it could be $10,000, $15,000. That's a big line item that you don't want to have to pay for.
So over here in this wing are the bedrooms and the bathrooms. So we'll talk about the bedrooms first. I don't know if we need to go through all of them, but basically paints, updates in here. Anything else?
That's it. The floors, you originally had on the scope of work to refinish these. After I got in here and looked at these, they're actually just dirty. There are some scratches, but we can buff these out and polish them. They'll look like we just refinished them. They'll look just as good. So that was another way.
Another huge cost saver.
Yeah. Whereas if we have to refinish all these, I'm going to ballpark it'd be $6,000, $7,000.
How much was it? We just did another house together that was a rental, but it was a huge 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house that we did. And we refinished all the floors in that, and that was $11,000 to do that. So probably half of that for this.
I mean, those came out great.
Yeah, they're so beautiful.
These are in great shape. We don't need to do that here.
So this bathroom had the cheap tile stuck all over the walls. So basically all of that had to be ripped down, tile on the floor, tub, the surround in here, and then the toilet stuck over here. I was in here for quite a while trying to imagine how I could change this layout without having to change a lot of the plumbing, without, spending so much money to change it. So the one thing I decided on was this closet. There's a closet right here, and we actually shortened the closet. The closet used to be a lot deeper from the hallway. And so we actually ripped all this out, and there was some dead space behind the old vanity. So now we're able to push, what was that, a 48-inch?
36.
36-inch vanity all the way back here. And now we have this whole walkway here, where in the old layout, the vanity was super small and it stuck out a little bit, which made the space even tighter to have to walk through.
Yeah, and the 36 will be a nice size because you could have some drawers as well for extra storage that you're losing from the linen closet. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Pushes it back, creates a nice walkway here, opens up the space.
And instead of doing a tub surround, we're actually going to do tile around the tub this time too. And
then I also recommended the pocket door.
Yeah.
Because this was just a regular standard 28-inch door that opened this way. Again, you're entering into the bathroom, kind of losing this space. You can't hang anything over here. It just kind of lessens the amount of usable space in the bathroom. So this pocket door slides into this wall that was dead space. And there was also this laundry chute, which laundry chutes are not allowed in houses now because they're actually fire hazards. What happens if there was a fire in the basement? it creates a chimney effect and brings all that fire right up into the wall. So by eliminating that, we take care of a hazard. And then by putting in this pocket door, we maximize the space in the bathroom. Since this is also like a 1950s Buffalo house, they were all built very, very small. Right here is where the toilet's going, and it's kind of a cramped space. So I recommended we use a chair height toilet, which actually raises up more. So you're not squatting down as low in a very tight space. So you'll be able to utilize this already small space a little bit better.
Okay, so thanks so much for walking through the property with us. Right now, I'm kind of hands off, letting Riley do his thing, get the electric done, get the house put back together. But before you know it, I'll be back involved picking out some design. So doing the tile, picking out the vanity, the hardware on the cabinets, the backsplash, all those different things, the light fixtures. That's where the fun will really come in, but also the stress of me trying to decide, does this actually look good? But in the meantime, we're going to be updating the electric, and what are the other things you have going on?
So we're going to focus on getting the bathroom done. So we'll get the tub set, everything plumbed in, get everything through the rough stage of inspections with the town here. Same with the kitchen. We're going to set all the cabinets, get everything in the rough stage, everything passed through inspection, and then Ashley comes in with her design choice.
So make sure you guys follow on if you want to see how this progresses as we continue the flip and to see the end product. You can find me at Wealth from Rentals and also at Wealth from Rentals on YouTube. You can find me in the Real Estate Rookie Facebook group and on the Real Estate Rookie podcast.
And I'm Riley Mcfarland. You can find me at Mcfarland Enterprises on Instagram.
I'm Remington Care. You can find me at YouTube at Raggedy88.